Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I want to read you this preface that I just wrote. It took me a couple days and a couple weeks to really, but I want to read you my preface because I want you to see what I've written before I send it to my editor, so you know it sound better. But I want you to see just a little bit of the improvement in the way I write, in string my weaknesses are, and I'm doing everything I can to strengthen the weaknesses I have, but that also has to do with biochemistry, being organized in body, mind, and spirit, being able to separate ideas and then conjoin them together to find. And so I have my own journey of my own challenges that I love, and it's always a continuous process of improvement. And that's exactly what the Jilly Juice journey is continuous process for improvement. And that's just what life is. So before I send this to my editor, I want to read this to all of you, and then you guys can rip it apart. I don't care. But this essentially is what I'm going to be writing in my book, and then I'm going to then organize every single subhead. So this is my preface. Welcome to the Jilly Juice Protocol, and I welcome you to my world. And I didn't say you. If you do not know if you do not know who I am, wow. If you do not know who I am the inventor of the Jilly Juice Protocol. Jilly juice is nothing more than fermented cabbage, water, and white table salt on a body that will eventually be able to handle all of the food supply. My most controversial claim is humans have the potential to live indefinitely if they understand the elements, their biochemistry, and their microbiome. This protocol has been around ever since the fall of 2016, with very mixed reviews from my last two books in 2018 and 2020, which at the time when this does become rolled out has been since discontinued. So you know that I'm going to be discontinuing my current books out. But right now you guys have it, so you have at least a guide. The core issues of this very publicized controversy stems from my beliefs in indefinite life, and also the power of fermentation, salt, sugar, conflicting with mainstream confirmation biases. Like any new thought process, it must be examined, cross-examined, dissected, and debated until there is enough reasonable credibility the information can be substantiated through reputable sources. And this is why I turn to PubMed, academic institutions that already have substantiated through different contexts that are actually related to everything. Okay? So briefly, I will explain the contents of this book so you as a reader will understand how everything is connected and the strategy involving trying to link all the information together. Okay, this is not for the faint of heart. It has become a 5-year process with writing and rewriting as I kept evolving and peeling back the layers of belief systems. I will be focusing on 5 different areas which influence indefinite life and indefinite death, as well as how they impact the body and the population as a whole. First, I will give you my background, how this protocol started with glimpses of my childhood and professional journey in the work world, and rolling this protocol out since 2017. And I'm going to put since instead of in. Second, I will introduce the power of words influencing belief systems connected to numbers signifying duality and the strategies of balancing between them. I will also introduce the 2 powers behind the planned educational system who also influence politics, religion, and science. Third, I will go over why I named this book The Life of a Salesperson, and then the 2020 kickoff to the Georgia Guidestones and the COVID-19 relationship without being conspiratorial. Now, I'm not going to say that, but I'm just kind of giving you that as my little there. So fourth, I will focus on why people die and their journeys on their physical decline influencing their biochemistry and the archaic beliefs in Rockefeller medicine. Okay. Okay. I will also be breaking down the universe, biochemistry, and the microbiome. The last section, which I guess is the fifth section, of this book will cover jelly juice and the importance of the ingredients, the food supply, and how jelly juice supports the body with the intention to regenerate and release simultaneously. I will also cover the expectations on the protocol and my recommendations of non-discrimination, as well as rethink your, as well as have you rethink, as well as have you rethink your choices for invasive surgery unless it is under dire circumstances. So, like, for example, getting your fillings taken out. There's no reason to get your fillings taken out. I still have mine, and I'm doing amazing. Okay, I didn't put that in there, but I'm just kind of giving you that. So, all things considered, if you are a returning customer who bought my previous work, I thank you. If you are a new reader, I urge you to suspend disbelief and consider this information and realize my thought process is not partial to any corporate influence or government belief system. I got maybe I should not partial to any corporate influences. Okay. Influences and belief systems. Okay. Well, that's the same thing. Okay, never mind. Woo! I really just read into that one too much. Let me do this again. Okay, so all things considered, if you are a returning customer who bought my previous work, I thank you. If you are a new reader, I urge you to suspend disbelief and consider this information and realize my thought process is not partial to any corporate influence and belief systems. I have now condensed both books copyrighted 2018 and 2020 to finally reflect my current deliberation process and also mitigating belief systems that are not applicable anymore. I am not sponsored by anyone, and all information imparted came from a plethora of sources and distinctions already substantiated in academia. This will be my last book I will be writing in this series because the future is now. I will have other books written by other people who will also express their journey on the Jelly Juice Protocol. Translations of this current book in other languages will be in the future when it is appropriate. I hope when you read this book, you will begin to see the macro level idea of the intent and potential outcome of my protocol. If you understand the Jelly Juice concepts and commit to the process. If you are a curious person, do a simple Google search. You might see some extreme reactions to my incredibly unique thought process. Undoubtedly, the reactions to my protocol and my personal beliefs are warranted because the ideas are so new and goes against everything most humans have been taught. Certainly, the arguments against indefinite life are not without its merits, given the current climate in today's belief systems. However, I urge you to keep an open mind and remember why you bought my book to begin with, and then have the intention to understand. Nevertheless, with any new thought process, it must pass through 3 stages of truth. First, it's going to be ridiculed. First, it is ridiculed. Second, it is violently opposed. Third, it is accepted as self-evident. This could also be why I became national news, appearing on a panel with the Dr. Phil show in 2018 defending my belief system, with people who were on the Jelly Juice at the time facing off with those who were also opposed to it. Just from that controversy alone, I was also interviewed by Cleveland 19, a local news station, directly after the taping of the Dr. Phil show because they shared the same markets. Numerous inflammatory articles were written about me, capitalizing on the unsubstantiated claims I caused a person's death who was already in hospice from pancreatic cancer. I was even cross-examined by the FBI after I lodged a criminal complaint against one of my detractors because I'm sure the FBI were extremely curious as to why I lodged the complaint to begin with. Moreover, the Ohio Attorney General's office required me to write a brief explanation regarding my claims at the time, and their response was to refer me to the Federal Trade Commission for advertising practice violations. I since changed the way I advertise on my website, jellyjuice.com, and I never heard from them again. I became fodder for the tabloids, opportunistic YouTube creators, and even self-proclaimed vigilantes trying to silence my voice. Little did I know the events I set in motion in 2016 culminated into a storm of controversy which definitely challenged my resolve. Did I have it within me to stick with my belief systems at the time, even when the science behind my claims were not fully gleaned out? Before you as a reader blindly commit to or reject my thought process so foreign to your reality, first you must understand who I am and where I came from. Then you will see all the research I've done since the fall of 2016 and the trials and tribulations which became part of this journey. Ultimately, the choice is yours. We are approaching a new era, a new world, and will you have what it takes to adapt to the changes in your body, your environment, your community, and the universe? Even if you are apprehensive around the process of the Jilly Juice protocol, and you decide it is not for you, I urge you to share this book with your next of kin. They might be in the position to be open and push forth into the new world with new expectations and a whole new outcome and outlook. The greatest gift of all is the gift of life. Welcome to the Jilly Juice Protocol. Sincerely, Jilly MIT Epperly, creator of Jilly Juice 2021. Okay? So think of it of what you will. That is the preface. I might tweak a little bit just to take some redundancy away in the area like I figured what that is. And I'm going to then go into the details of everything and have everything flow logically so you understand how everything feeds into everything. So that way you understand where I'm coming from and how everything is connected in politics, religion, and science, the Georgia Guidestones, the Freemasons and the Vatican, and then COVID-19 and 2020, all the different riots and the things that brought everything to surface, even to bring out the extremists. No different than when you do Jilly Juice, you're bringing up the extreme imbalances in your body, and then everything is connected, but I have to do it in a very logical, organized fashion, of which it took me probably about a year to write this preface. Because see what happened in the elections, waiting to see what was happening with the vaccinations, and all that stuff. So all of that's going to be in my book. I'm going to definitely, write about everything that I've been posting for the most part. And that's as far as it's going to go. You will be the one to decide your fate, because you now have been given a choice. You go down the path of life, or you go down the predictable, oh, you're going to die anyway. So good luck to all of you. Bye.